Hola, gringas y gringos, and welcome to
Gringos Are Us, expats with a plan.
In this week's video, we want to talk to you about visiting the Aduana to extend the TIP, our temporary import permit, from 30 days to the full length of our residency.
It's coming up right after this.
Welcome back.
And we're going to explain exactly how we went to the Aduana and got our tip renewed.
So what is Aduana? What is Aduana?
Is that your sister?
No,
No,
that is Aduana.
That's Aduana.
That's
oh, okay.
Aduana, not Aduana.
Okay.
Aduana is customs.
Yes. And it is located at the airport here in Querétaro. And our facilitator, for an extra fee, actually drove us all the way out there and
Completed the paperwork,
let me tell you this.
translated everything.
That was money well spent because we basically sat there on our butts. They did everything. She signed it. We were gone.
I did have to sign it.
That's why I said you signed it and we were gone. So
I mean, she drove us out there. She talked to the agent. The agent called the customs agent. The customs agent gave the form. She filled out the form. All I did was sign it.
one tip on the tip.
Yes.
While you're sitting there getting and waiting for the paperwork and the customs agent to come out, pull up your address. Because you're going to need your address that matches the address that you use to get your residency card.
Yeah, the mailing address where you're living,
So,
basically.
yeah,
Whether that's an Airbnb or whatever it is, that's the address you need.
they're going to need that information. And that, if it hadn't been for the 5 minutes we spent trying to figure out how to get that, and at the Aduana, the reception is not great.
Well, at this Aduana,
At this Aduana.
at the Querétaro airport.
Well, that's the only one I know of. So,
Right.
you know, but yeah, the reception for your cell phone was not great. So have it in a document someplace that you can just quickly pull up.
Gina did.
Yep.
Gina did because I took a photograph of our address as it was listed on the prepared application that our facilitator put together for the INM appointment. And I asked, is that our actual mailing address? Because you see, I'm getting Starlink for us, and they have to deliver it. And she said yes. So I took a picture of that, and yep, there it was. Had it on my phone. So you have to put that on this extension,
Yes.
form.
And you will then also find out that Denver and Pittsburgh are not the only two places in the world that built an airport in the next state, because it's a long way from Querétaro.
It's not that long.
Well, it's similar to driving to Pittsburgh Airport from Pitt, and it's similar. I mean, you feel like you're driving to Wyoming when you go to the one in Denver.
It's not that long. He's exaggerating.
Well, it's still 25 minutes.
It wasn't any longer than driving to Centro.
Well, true.
So it really wasn't that long. All right, so one of the things I wanted to make mention, and I don't know if this is always true, it could just be this particular man's opinion, or it could be fact. This customs agent who did the extension for our tip, when he was done, he handed me a sheet of paper that we are to keep with the tip in the car. We will get an email. They have my email address. We will get an email with a digital extension. But until that comes, this sheet of paper is the extension. And he said, as we were leaving, that the only people who have a right to ask for it are the federales. Not the state, not the local police. Only federales have the right to ask to see your tip.
Now, I can guarantee you, if we get pulled for something, the first thing I'm handing them is the tip.
Goes without saying.
I'm just saying because...
And we're not real familiar with the difference between a policeman and a federale, so honestly.
Not only...
Every person we went through on a checkpoint on the way getting here got to look at this tip.
Yes,
So.
and the Spanish is so bad that it's going to be, here's the tip, here's the tip.
Right.
Need my registration and residency card? Here, you know.
Right.
So...
But I'm just... mentioning.
No.
He did say this.
He did point that out.
An official customs agent, and he said that to me, basically, that the only people who have a right to ask for that tip are federales.
Yes, but we aren't going to be able to argue that point because we can't say that in Spanish.
We cannot.
So, here's the tip. Here's my residency card.
So, again, just like with the I&M appointment, our facilitator picked us up, did everything for us, basically held our hand. The only thing she didn't do was wipe our butts and send us home.
And she found me a bathroom.
And she found him a bathroom so he could go to the bathroom. And then she took us home.
Yes.
And it was for a very, in my opinion, a small nominal fee. In comparison to what the fee costs for the I&M, this was nothing. This was change.
Yeah, it was.
It really was. And it was worth every penny.
Well, and to be honest, knowing what it would cost to get an Uber or a ride to and from.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
the Uber would have cost half of what this cost.
More than.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have been more than.
Okay.
Remember, it was 400 pesos to go to Centro and back in an Uber.
Yeah.
400 pesos.
Okay, all right. So about half. So.
But I mean, still, it was very fair. The process is easy, so now we are extended. If you need to understand why we had to do this, when you come into the country as a resident with, well, potential resident, not theoretically a resident, you have your residency visa inside your passport.
You don't have you don't have your residency card.
You don't have the residency card yet, but you have a residency visa pasted inside your passport. You have 30 days to get that converted to a residency card. Therefore...
No. You have 30 days to make an appointment. The clock stops ticking when you make the appointment. So nobody gets whacked out if...
Right, it's a 30-day...
Once you get an appointment with I&M, that stops the clock. Even if the appointment is 60 days after you get in. As long as you get your appointment in the first 30 days, the clock stops ticking on you for that.
But your tip is only as good as basically your
30 days that they give you at the border.
Right, that they give you at the border. So you have to extend your tip if you want to continue driving your car.
Correct.
And so what they do is they extend it for the length of your residency. If your residency is for 1 year, they extend it for 1 year, and it expires the same day your residency expires. And there is no additional fee to make that extension.
No, and the actual date goes to the day that you entered the country. Not the day, we were there in the country for almost, we were in the country for actually 1 week when we had our I&M appointment. But our residency cards reflect the day that we entered the country. Right. So just to give you the heads up on that, we didn't gain a week.
Right. I mean,
it's one year from the time that you enter the country.
The tip literally ends on the last day of your valid residency. So let's say that you go later and you extend your residency for a solid 3 additional years. Then you go back to the Aduana. You do this process again, which by that time I'm sure we'll do it by ourselves now that we know what to expect. We'll extend it for 3 years.
If our Spanish is better.
Oh, I may actually be taking actual lessons with a living, breathing human being, so.
Because a year from now we'll be in a different locale, so we will not be able to avail ourselves of that service. So.
But we have an idea now.
Yes.
And I hope to God that within the next year my Spanish has improved.
Well, it has in 2 weeks. Un poquito. But,
not that much.
Well, but you gotta
I think you're giving me credit where it's not due.
Gotta make the baby steps.
They are baby. I'm crawling.
That's it.
In fact, I'm slithering.
So that's how you get your tip extended at the Aduana.
If you're planning on moving to Mexico, we highly recommend the Mexico Relocation Guide, the complete Mexico Relocation Guide. It is a one-time purchase, lifetime membership. You get exclusive video content. You get exclusive membership to a members-only Facebook group. And the best part about it is Mariana keeps it updated.
Yes.
All the time. Unlike a lot of other resources online that often have outdated information, you can guarantee, it's guaranteed you're going to have updated, accurate information in the complete Mexico Relocation Guide. We are an affiliate. We're an affiliate after we had already purchased it and we're using it. We've used it to get here, but I feel like we're going to use it a whole lot more now that we are here.
I mean, we've already used it to A, find our facilitator, B, get our insurance.
Auto insurance.
Auto insurance,
yeah.
yep.
And looking for brokers for
Looking
medical.
for brokers for medical. So
Things about the intricacies of driving in Mexico. Some of that's listed in there.
some of it is, but until you do it, you really don't get it. It does not prepare you that well for it. It's just
There's good information in it.
no, there is good information, and it is totally accurate when it says you want to drive on the toll roads. No lie.
Yeah. In addition, I also highly recommend Surfshark VPN. We've been using it now for 2 weeks, going on 3.
Yeah.
And for the most part, with a few hiccups as we try to learn how to get around certain things, most streaming services are working really well with it.
Yep.
Particularly Netflix, can't go wrong there.
And especially ESPN Plus.
Yep.
Got to get my games in.
It's keeping all my web pages, particularly anything I'm doing on Google when I'm searching, from flipping over to Spanish.
And that's important.
That's important when you're still learning. So also have an affiliate link below if you'd like to look into getting a VPN service. Please see our links below. And that is it for this week. It's a short and sweet video just about the Aduana and extending that tip for 1 year.
That's it.
We really appreciate you being here and spending your time with us. And of course, as always, we enjoy reading your comments. Please comment below if there's something you would like us to discuss, or if you have any feedback on what we're sharing with you.
And if you're getting any information or any entertainment out of this, please make sure to share, give us the thumbs up, like, and subscribe. And
don't forget, ring the bell.
Oh, that's right. Ring the bell so you're notified of all new content as it drops. That's about it for this week.
Thank you again for joining us. We appreciate you being here. As always, we are Gringos Are Us.
Expats with a plan.
Remember, we are doing it.
You can too.
Hasta la próxima vez.
Adios.